Hi, today you get to do a project that used to be it was my high school students' favorite, at least from what I can remember. We are going to be making stick figure flipbook animations, and I'm just using these sticky notes, but you could just use a stack of papers. We're gonna start from the back and draw, and then flip to the next page, and you can see it under a little bit, and then we'll draw it again, and then again and again. So you're going to be drawing a lot of different drawings, which is why the stick figure is great for this, because it's not detailed. You can make it do some cool things. And also, in the beginning, we'll just draw some different stick figures together so you can get some ideas and of what kind of stick figures you like to draw. And let's get started. Grab your sticky note, whatever color you want to use. We're going to be using stick figures for this animation. Really quick, let's just draw some stick figures together. I know that you can do this. So draw the head, the body, some legs, and some arms. Those are the key parts of a stick figure. Maybe you want them to have shoulders and some hips, and maybe elbows, and maybe some hands, and feet. Maybe you want them to have some shape for their torso and their hips, and then some elbows again, and more joints. So you can kind of do whatever. They don't need to get bigger. I don't know why they did this as like a child, teenager, and adult. We're going to be using stick figures for this animation today. So really quickly, let's just draw some stick figures. I know you can do this. Start with a head, add a body, make sure there's some legs and some arms. You could make it a little bit more advanced and add some shoulders and some hips, and maybe some hands and feet. Or maybe you really want to add a little bit more shape in the body, so you want the torso and the hips and maybe more defined elbows. And some people like to put a little X or a cross on the head just so you can tell which way it's looking. That's going to take a little bit longer, but it'll be great. Now what we're going to do is a really quick animation first, and we're going to walk a dot across the paper. So we want to start in the very back. So we're just going to start with this last page, and we're going to move a dot across it. So we're going to start here, flip to the next page, move it over a little bit, next page, move it over a little bit more. My dot's getting a little bit bigger, a little bit more. We'll just move it halfway across the page because I think that'll help you figure out what we're doing. And you don't need to make a big dot like this. You could just use a tiny one. Okay, that probably is good enough. Make like 5 or 6, 7, 8 dots. The more you make, the more realistic this looks. And here is the animation. See it moving just right across the page? It's kind of like a rolling little ball. Oh, it looks like we missed a page in there. All right, now we're going to make a stick figure, and we're going to have this person just flapping their arms like a bird. So it's very simple. We're going to keep them in the middle and just have their arms moving. So we'll start with the stick figure, just standing there. You can do this, I promise. And in the next page, we're going to trace the body and the legs, except the arms are going to move up a little bit. And you should be able to see your drawing underneath to tell where your arms were before. Moving these arms up. So I'm just tracing the body where it was, and I'm just moving the arms. And they're getting really high. I might add one, the highest part where it's right next to the face, and now I'm going to bring them back down. And you could do anything right now. You could have their legs moving too if you wanted. They could be doing jumping jacks. There's so many things you can do with flipbook animations. You can make it do whatever you want. And your stick figure could look however you want. You're probably even better at keeping the arms the same size. Okay, and then I'm going to add one very last one where they are just stopped. Their arms are down. Okay, let me just fix. Sometimes when you're doing this, your sticky notes might start to kind of come apart. Just stick them back together. All right, let's see what this looks like. So pretty simple. They're just doing their arms up and down. And you probably kept it more similar. All right, let's say you want to make one of someone jumping across the page or doing something really cool like that. Here's an example of somebody kind of jumping across the page, landing on the other side. One thing that's important as we start talking about the figure and stick figures is what really makes people people is when we add these kind of bending things, these bones and these joints, because what happens is when we move our bodies like a spring and it kind of squishes together and then it springs out. And that's really what makes figure drawing look right, is when those things bend and move. But it's still fun to make stick figures that are pretty stiff. All right, everybody, how did that go? Did you like it? Did it work? Did it actually look like it was moving? You can even make these using 2 or 3 pages. You don't need to use as many as I did in that one. I would love to see these animations. Like, see if somebody can film it close up, because that would be super cool to see. And have fun with this project. Now what I want you to do is do a flipbook animation of a stick figure doing some kind of sport, or it could be like dancing or something where they're moving their body around. Snowboarding, skateboarding, I don't know, flying. It could be even a sport that doesn't exist, but maybe you create a new sport. So just try to create a figure moving. That really is, or even just walking across. That would be awesome. And have fun with this. And yeah, show your friends how to do this, because I think they might enjoy it. And have a great day.